Okay, so these girls are saying that there is no history of colorism, texturism or featurism on the Basketball Wives franchise. But I beg to differ. It's just one of them days. Okay, so I've gathered a bunch of evidence to show the texturism, colorism and featurism that has brought itself on the show in the past, because there is a lot of examples. Obviously back in the day, you know, there wasn't much awareness for these kind of things, but now there is and they're not getting away with it. And also there is access to the previous episodes, and I did actually watch the whole thing again a while ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just saw a lot of colorism, texturism and featurism. So the fact that these women are trying to act like they've never experienced it, they've never seen it, they've never taken part in it, they're liars. Again, I'll say this, that I think it's very disgusting that these girls, these women, were trying to raise awareness for Black Lives Matter, but then in the next scene gaslighting a woman that has been a victim of colorism at their hands. These women tried to lie, and so I'm just going to give you the examples. Okay, so in one of the very first episodes, remember Malaysia and Laura Govan? In my previous video I mentioned their altercation. Well, the reason why it started to get heated was because Laura actually called Malaysia a rat. She called her a rat after asking her what her real name was, and then I think she knew that her name wasn't Malaysia. She was trying to take the piss out of her. And then Malaysia was like, her middle name is Malaysia and that her first name is Lakeisha. And then she was like, oh Lakeisha, I knew you was a rat. Coded language. The rat name, word, description was a coded language. And then Malaysia asked her, what do you mean by that? And she actually called her a rat from Compton. And you know, this is really baffling that Malaysia is trying to deny that she's ever experienced racism on the show. She was basically calling her ghetto, and maybe like a minute after she said that she's acting like an N-word. And then Laura kind of backed it up by saying she's half black, she has black in her, whatever, that's why she can say it. And it's like, what do you mean you're acting like an N-word? Like, what do you mean by that? Anyways, that's example number one. This is like a more recent one. So remember in the last season when Evelyn and OG were arguing, Evelyn actually called OG dirty. And so now we're adding a bit of xenophobia into that, because you know what people like to associate people from the continent of Africa? They like to associate us with dirt, but we're very clean. I forgot to say, calling a black person dirty is coded language. I feel like people use coded, when they're trying to be colorist, texturist or featurist, they use coded language in order to get away from actually taking accountability for what they've said. People use the fact that it's coded and it's not explicit that they can gaslight. Also in the last season, Tami, and this is why I'm not really here for Tami speaking out about the whole colorism thing, because she contributed to it herself. She actually mocked OG's traditional wear. A lot of the other ladies did as well. Added a bit of xenophobia in there again. Also, remember when Tami and Mika had an argument, and then Tami said, with your black ass, to Mika. Tami also said that Kristen has good hair and that OG is mad about that. So this is why I'm not here for Tami coming up and speaking out about it, because she contributed to it herself and she has been colorist before on the show. I just think, like, at least apologise first, then start acting like you're for the cause. At least apologise first, because you didn't apologise. I mean, also them calling OG ugly is colorism in itself. Ugly is a coded word as well, and people don't think it is a coded word, but it is a coded word. Because of white supremacy, black people, darker skinned people are thought to be ugly, and so it is a coded word. People may not think it's a coded word, but it is a coded word. Because have you ever heard anyone call a white person ugly? Maybe, but hardly. Do you know what I mean? I will say it's a coded word. There's history to back that. Ugly is a coded word. Also, I feel really bad for OG because she didn't really have much allies on the show. Even Cece was insulting her at one point. Remember when her and Kristen were insulting her on text, and then Kristen baited her out about it? I just kind of feel bad for OG because she didn't really have any allies on the show, and I think a lot of the people only became her allies because they had mutual enemies. So it's the thing where the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I feel like that's kind of what it was, and she didn't have allies, and this is why I'm not here for Tami speaking out. I'm just like, you're just friends with her because she's the enemy of your enemy. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, the only person I think is genuine is Royce, because she genuinely actually experienced some stuff on Basketball Wives. Let's get on to that. I don't know about you, I don't really feel like I'm reaching, but Evelyn trying to call Royce a hoe, that's funny. That's real funny. That's real funny. But yeah, because she was a dancer. And I just think that's it's a bit stereotypical for me personally, because Royce actually had a job, and I'm pretty sure Evelyn as her co-worker knew what that job was. She was an MBA dance alumni, and also she had her own dance studio. So where are you getting the hoe from? Now let's get on to Evelyn, because Evelyn really tried to lie and say she's never been colorist or whatever. First of all, she said to Jen that Jen has ugly lips. Now with Jennifer, I just don't get Jennifer, which is why I think she's pathetic for being a glutton for Evelyn's wrath, Evelyn's aggressiveness, Evelyn's violence, because she just comes on the show. Every time she comes on the show, she's always beg friends and Evelyn, like, leave it alone. She doesn't like you. She only liked you because you used to bow down to her, which is very interesting. Give it a rest, Jennifer. It's very easy to find friends. It's very easy to find friends. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to be doing this, Jennifer. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous. Evelyn has said that your lips are ugly. Evelyn has said that you only have good hair because your great-grandma was white. And she also insulted her, well, this has nothing to do with the colours and thing, but she also insulted her lip gloss line or lipstick line. What kind of friend is that? She's a glutton for Evelyn's wrath. She's a glutton for Evelyn's mean behaviour. I don't get it. Remember when Evelyn also said that Chad was a black ass as well? Another thing, why did Ocho being interested in OG rattle her so much? Evelyn has also said the N-word so many times, and then when people started calling her out on it, she decided to say that she was Afro-Latina even though she denied it before. What? I know that we're beating a dead horse with these women because they ain't gonna admit it. They're not gonna admit it. But the more people make videos about it, the more people make articles about it, the more people make petitions about it, the more people talk about it on forums, they cannot hide it, because everyone's telling these girls, these women, that they are colorist, xenophobic, featurist and texturist, and they're trying to deny it. What even is Shawnee's issue with OG? Because you surely can't have an issue with OG for saying certain things when Evelyn acts like an animal every season without fail. When she patted her downstairs, my skin crawls every time I see that gif. Honestly, it's disgraceful. There's no words. And the thing is this is what I hate about the bias, because you know, some people, I'm not even gonna lie, some people, before this whole colorism thing was brought to light about OG, some of you were taking part in it as well. There was a lot of people that were saying OG was ugly, OG's this, she can't wear this lipstick colour, her hair is this, her outfit is this, I remember the comments of people were saying the exact same thing, but then when she brought it to light that what they're saying is actually, you know, colorist, featurist, texturist. She didn't say xenophobic, but she should have added that in there because they were definitely xenophobic to her as well. That's when people were like, oh my gosh, yeah, you lot did this, you lot did that to her. Let's be honest, a lot of people were doing exactly what these ladies were doing, but changed their tune because OG pointed out what they were doing. I hope the people that were actually thinking this way in the beginning looked back and realised what they did was wrong, and actually changed their minds and actually educated themselves. I hope the people that are backing OG, like the fans and stuff, I hope they're actually allies and not just joining the bandwagon, because a lot of people were doing exactly what Evelyn and Shawnee and them lot were doing in the beginning. I can't lie. Okay, back to Shawnee and what her issue is. What is her issue? Again, like I said, your issue is that she said that she will beat somebody up. Like, oh yeah, I said that already. But also separating her at the reunion, as if Evelyn's an act of fool every season. More than a fool, she acts like. I don't know. It's just not adding up to me. It's really not adding up to me. OG does not have any allies on the show. Jackie is not your ally. Jennifer is not your ally. None of them are your allies. Jackie is just Jackie thinks she's trying to stay neutral, but she's also gaslighting OG, and she's been accused of colorism herself from her own daughter. So Jackie, we're really not trying to hear what you have to say. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really gonna lie. I wish that other girls like Mika and people like that would speak up about it, because honestly, even remember Susie. Remember when Susie just picked on, there was another dark-skinned black girl on the show. I can't remember what her name was, but Susie, she was an Asian girl. She picked on the girl. She tried to pick a fight with her and ended up getting beaten up. And then they were like, why did you do that? And she was like, I don't know. You don't know why you hit someone. You don't know why you started the fight. Like, she actually initiated the fight and then she got beaten up. And then they were like, why did you do that? Because she got beaten up. It's like, the way they used to treat the black girls on the show is actually horrible. It's horrible. But anyways, this is what they have done. And, you know, just in case people have forgotten, there is a history of colorism, texturism, xenophobia and featurism on the show. But this video was enlightening to people and gives more strength to OG's case. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, comment and like this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!